Well, Emily Griffin takes us to Lewis County, where volunteers are preparing gifts for the area's oldest residents.
For our North Country inspiration, we go to Santa's workshop for seniors.
With Christmas just 2 weeks away, these volunteers are busier than Santa's elves, wrapping gifts not for good boys or girls, but for the seniors of Lewis County.
Coffee maker, bathrobes are usually a big thing.
Santa for Seniors provides personalized gifts for residents who don't necessarily have someone to spend Christmas with.
This year we're hitting close to 140, which I believe, I would have to go back, but I believe that's the highest we've ever provided.
For the past 2 months, volunteers have been making their lists.
We ask what would they like.
And checking them twice.
Double check addresses, phone numbers, and so on.
To ensure everyone's holiday season is nice.
Frequent requests seem to be bath towels, bedding, coffee makers, and electric can openers. One amazing thing we find is a lot of folks will put their pets over themselves.
Sadly, it's not uncommon to see seniors without their loved ones, even on holidays, which is why Santa for Seniors is so important.
They are alone. They don't have family supporting them, or they don't have any close friends. Our goal as a program for Santa for Seniors is to make sure they have a gift for the holiday season.
Today and tomorrow are delivery days for these special gifts. If you wish to contribute, you can make a monetary donation through the Lowville Food Pantry. Emily Griffin, 7 News.